One of the biggest issues that people experience when they're trying to achieve a goal is one of balance. And that ties into your previous book, Juggling Elephants. What do executives need to remember about how they should attempt to achieve a goal and maintain that balance in what you would term in the book as the three rings?
And the book you mentioned, Juggling Elephants, we look at it from that your situation is like a circus, and that you need to embrace the analogy that the circus offers, and that you're the ringmaster of your circus. You're the one who's most accountable. And it's making sure that you have quality acts in those three rings you just mentioned, our work ring, our self ring, and our relationship ring. And as an executive, we certainly can see where you've got to have time and energy in all three of those rings to be successful. And if you're going to start a new initiative, then that's going to mean there's going to be a higher level of intensity, if you will, in your work ring, which means you're going to be neglecting yourself and what's important to you there in some ways, and some of the things that are important to you in your relationships. But the circus teaches us something extremely valuable at this point, and in that that's okay for a short amount of time, but not indefinitely. If you're going to have to spend the next month at work pounding out this new initiative, and you're going to spend less time at home and less time taking care of yourself, it's important to go, okay, I can do that for a while, then I'm going to have to shift my energy and my focus to those other two rings, if you will, if I'm going to keep my circus moving at a steady pace. You mentioned that, and it's funny, I had a friend of mine who runs a small business, and he had a major event coming up this past weekend, and he says, I'm just really feeling stressed with my family. I've gained weight. I've just not been doing well because I've been spending all this time and energy getting ready for this event. And he says, I'm not sure what I need to do next. I said, well, the first thing I would do if I were you, because he loves his wife, I said, you ought to talk to your wife and say, a week from now, let's plan a dinner together, a night away together or something. I said, so that you can begin to start that transition now from working so hard here to being able to move more towards the relationship ring, which you know is important because you know that those relationships are what keep you going, and to shift that focus. So the three rings analogy helps people see that they need to have time and energy spent in all three rings, not necessarily at the same time. I heard a better phrase the other day. I wish I had said it. It's not about work-life balance. It's about work-life choice. And making those right choices that, yes, I'm going to choose to be here for a while, but then I know I'm going to choose to be here because over a period of a week or a month, my life will have more balance. But in the moment, it may look unbalanced.
Well, let me ask you a quick question about the three rings just for a second, because the main character in the book had this revelation while sitting next to someone who was describing the greater metaphor of the circus. And he was watching the three rings, but obviously everyone takes this personally and thinks of themselves as the ringmaster. He gained that by observation. How does someone who's currently in the midst of their three rings as ringmaster get outside? How are they able to look in,
right,
and get that observation? Does it have to come from someone else, or can they get it themselves?
I think it's stronger if it comes from themselves, if they can step away. And I think that's the key, is to step away and to step back. We talk about in Juggling Elephants, I wrote it with Todd Music, and we talk about in Juggling Elephants about taking an intermission. If you think about why the circus takes an intermission, it's an opportunity to step back and see how the first half went, repair any equipment that's broken, plan for the next half. And we talk about in our training programs how most people don't take an intermission. We just work till we mentally collapse, or we get short with the people around us. We send an email that we shouldn't have sent. We do all kinds of things that we shouldn't have done. But if we just stop and say, I'm just not being productive right now. Why is that? Well, maybe it's time to step back so that we can evaluate where things are, how things are going, and then move forward. And if we can use an analogy like the circus metaphor or something else to kind of give us perspective, I think that's beneficial.